Hello, all beautiful people. I think you are coding good, coding hard, isn't it? So, if you have been coding hard, answer today's question. So, I'm going to write some code. Maybe I'll explain you to some extent, but this is medium to advanced level coding. For those who do not know anything about the task or threading, can skip this video. However, if you're interested, you can keep viewing. Okay, let's get it going. So essentially, we have a function like public static task of long, okay, and that will say add up to some number, like this can be an int or this can still be a long, okay, long large number. Now what I'm going to do is task of long t equals to new task of long. Okay, that's fine. Pass the delegate here, and then do a calculation. Long sum equals to 0, and then spin a for loop for I should be writing for long I equals to 1 and I less than equals to that large number. Basically, we are trying to add all the numbers, all the natural numbers starting from 1 to that large number. That's our target. And then we will say I plus plus. Alright. And in the process, I'm going to sum it, sum plus equals to I. All good, all nice. And then finally, I need to return my sum. Okay, my sum. And actually, I like to return this task object itself. So I may not create it explicitly, and I can say return my task. That is fine. If these kinds of codes makes you feel little disconcerted, you must learn. That's the line. Okay, so that means you may not know what tasks are, how exactly tasks work. So this is very important. Go and visit my other videos. I've already made some videos in my channel, and do subscribe, do like my videos, subscribe so that I get more motivated and keep coming back with these kinds of videos and much more. And this question was asked in one of the interviews. So now this is my task. Now you know any kind of task are awaitable. So basically I should write add up to a large number await. I should write async. These kinds of, we always write functions which are asynchronous functions having an async word in the end. You'll find that all the time when we are calling such async functions. Now from the main, I'll write calling an async method or function, whatever, and in the end I'll write console write line, happy coding, press any key to exit. And then here I like to get my value. I'll just write like long result equals to await. The very moment I put await, you can see the function changes to async. And then we need to call this function add up to async. And that's what I was talking about, that most of the async functions that you call, that you await on, have async in the end. That is how designers or coders develop those functions. Now here I want to pass a large number. For my processor, I believe this number will be quite big. Okay, let's see how long does it take. So this is exactly 3 zeros. Wait a second, how many zeros do I have? 3 0, another 3 0. It is 10 million. Okay, so my computer will be busy doing a 10 million processing, and then it will come up to happy coding. And after that, I will say console.read key. That will stop the console from vanishing. Console.read a key. Read a key. Alright. You get it, right? Very simple one. It looks super simple, but conceptually it is not. You need to understand every bits of things. So if you are preparing for interviews, you have to be very confident about all these things. Alright, so let's run it now. And okay, so before I run it, my question is, what will be the output? What do you think should be the output? What do you think should be the output? It really compiles, because you have seen me writing it, typing it, and no compilation mistakes so far, right? No red squigglies. So that means it has compiled. Now, will it cause a runtime error? Will it work? Is it going to print the summation of all these numbers? Okay, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 10 million. Is it going to do that? Is it going to show that? You might still say that, sir, it's not going to show because you haven't showing. Okay, that's a good catch. Let me show that. Result is my result. Now what do you think? What should really come on screen? Pause it right now. Don't hurry. Pause it and tell me what should come. You don't have to guess the output, but in case if you want to, you can ask. Let me ask my AI tool that in my phone, that what is the summation of natural numbers from 1 to 10 million. Let's see how much it comes. I'll ask Google, hey Google, tell me what is the summation of first 10 million natural numbers. Well, it is showing like 10 million natural numbers comes to 50,000,000,000,5,000,000,000. So the answer of that should be, let me type it, if it comes 50,000,000,000,000,5,000,000,000. Okay, that is 50 trillion 5 million. That should be the answer if it can add up first 10 million natural numbers. All good. So do you think the answer should come like result colon that big number? What do you think? And is it going to come instantly? What will be the behavior? Calling an async method, and then you call this, and then what should go now? What should it be? Okay, let's run it and see what is the outcome, if I can really see that. Now you might say that this is a large number, it can take a long time, the result will finally come. This is what you might be thinking, and if you're thinking that way, you're not thinking right. Let's check it out. Okay, initially you might think that, sir, it might be taking some time, it has gone hunting for a big number. Yep, but wait, should we wait more? Probably yes, it is doing a large calculation, probably. For a computer, honestly, even for an older machine, adding 10 million natural numbers is not a big thing. It can do it within moments, maybe 3 seconds, 4 seconds, but it's not doing. Why is it not doing? Can you answer me this? You might still think that, sir, this number is very big. Well, I can minimize this. Let me make it 100. What do you think now? What do you think now? 100, summation of 100 numbers. I think I can do it faster than computer. It is 5050. Yep, I knew that answer actually. It is 5050. But look at that. It's still playing up, isn't it? Still playing up. Not able to do. What happened? What happened? Why is it not working? Tell me. Take a pause. Think about it. Well, if you don't know, let me tell you that this particular task wasn't started. So the way to do that is, once again, I will write var task equals to, and that will be a task of long. Now, I sometimes prefer to write it in long format, task of long. Task of long. That is explicit and I like it. Instead of saying var long, probably you know what vars are. It's an implicitly typed variables where you tell the compiler to detect the type and assign the type to the variable, right? It is similar to auto type in C++ language. So, but I don't like it. It's better to write the explicit type. It makes you a better developer. I feel it so, That's a personal opinion. Now finally, you got to be returning that task. Yeah, I'm sorry, I did return the task as we returned it. We need to be returning the task because the return was taken out, so I need to return the task. But before I return, I should have started the task. Starting the task is similar to starting the thread that is wrapped up by this task. So a task is inherently having a thread wrapped up within it, and that thread will call this function. Okay, this is a lambda that need to be called, and remember, the function that gets called within a task, they never accept any argument. Yes, just wanted to give you a refresher. If you write task of, see, the generic task argument always has a return. So it really wants a function that can return. Okay, it's a returner. This is T result. It's a returner. So therefore, we always write those empty parentheses and followed by our code. In fact, if we had a function which accepts some argument, then we can call that function here. So we cannot pass it directly here, surely, but if we have a function that does it, we can do that. We can call such a function inside, but it always needs to wrapped up by an empty pair of parentheses, right? So for those who understand tasks, can understand my words here. Otherwise, leave it. If that is getting tough, it is getting over your head, don't worry. But the tasks need to be started. This kicks off the thread. This kickstart the thread. And you know what? All the threads related to a task are background thread. They're all background. Yep. So for the threads that we create using the thread class directly, they are foreground threads. That is, for any reason, if the main UI gets stopped, but the foreground threads will keep running, it will stop the application. It will not let the application to be stopped. Foreground threads, until they finish, the application cannot stop. But if the main thread stops, then all the background threads are immediately aborted. Okay, I know these are some higher terminology. If you want to learn better, if you want to really talk to me, give me a tinkle regarding your .NET interview training or something. If you want a quick refresher, I'm all ears. I can help you a lot. Yeah, I've been doing that for the past 2 decades. So now let me run it and show you what's the answer. Let me actually take it to such a big number one more time. 10 million 000 000. Let's see. In fact, for the modern computer, coming up to a 10 million is quick fast. It's very simple. See, it came up with the answer so fast. Let me increase one more zero. Now you can see a little small dip in time. See, little small, and it came up with answer. If I just make it twice the time, you can see the time is now 2 times because I incremented the number 2 times. So it is taking some time, little time, right? So calling an async method, and then this particular guy awaits on it. So you can always await a task which has been started, Now what if this developer has not started it, has just returned the task, and this code is not available to you, but you still need to be awaiting on it? What do you do? What do you do? Now you cannot directly do this here. Instead of here, let me teach you a little bit. Instead of doing that, what you can do is that you first take the task here, task t, sorry, you can't write task t, it's a task of long actually. T equals to, don't await it. Awaiting assumes that the task has already started. This is true. So don't await. You should always await on a task which has been started. So, and they are typically started by the coder who codes it. So let me just call it, because you know the caller is going to be returning you a task. So I saved it here. We can, in addition to that, we can have a check. Hey, what is the status of this task? Has it been started? Has it just been created? So there are a lot of task status. So if you go for the task status, and that is basically an enumeration. Task status. If you click on it, the task status, you'll find a lot of values. Like this is an enum created, waiting for activation, waiting to run, or is running. Okay, so there are a lot of status. The task has been initialized, but has not been still scheduled. Okay, or scheduled, whatever you say. So now we should see if the task status, which is this task status, it has just been created. So I'll compare it with created. If it has been created, that is not still running, not still started. Has it been running? It would have been running stage. So I say if it has just been created, sitting idle, not been running, then kick it start. It just says started. So it's a manual start. Okay, and once after you start, you can surely await on it. That is long result, and then that is equals to await on the task t. Brilliant, right? So that means if this developer has forgotten to start it, then the end user developer can really take the task and can check the task whether it has just been created. Then it will kick start the task, and then you can await on it. Okay, if all of these things are not making any sense, no worries. You need to brush up your fundamentals before you hit the next interview, and that's the answer, right? This is very important. I was teaching one of my students, and I stepped upon to this thing. I thought it is important to discuss, and so I discussed. Fair enough, right? So if you have liked it, please do comment, like, and know your concerns. I am all ears, and I will be coming up more with these kinds of interview videos and interview questionnaires. Thank you. See you back again. Bye bye. Do subscribe if you haven't so. And if you already had, I'm so pleased. Bye bye.